Hey there, everybody. Hope you are well. I'm going to give you a little insight into a tool and a technique that I use, and it can really help you right now. Hopefully, it's going to spur something in you, spark something in you to just look at what you're doing. I'm specifically talking to stressed dads who are in corporate world or business owners that are stressed about all that workload, working harder and longer, not seeing their family, feeling a bit out of control, out of balance. But probably this is going to be useful for other people too. So stick around and just see. There is a formula for happiness, right? And you can use a different word, but you feeling good about your life, feeling good about what you're doing in aspects of your life, feeling happy about that, feeling pleased about that, whatever it is. There's a formula. I know that feels a bit weird, but here it is, right? Here's the key to happiness. It is life conditions equals your blueprint. Oh, that seems a bit weird, Martin. That's a bit weird. What do I mean? Life condition, that is what you're doing, what you're experiencing, how you're going about things right now. How you're going about that versus your blueprint on how you feel you should be or how things should work out. Let's give you an example. So for my stressed dads, if you feel like you will have a blueprint of what it means to be a great dad, right? So it may well be spending quality time with them at the weekend, not getting distracted by work, not stressing about work, just being completely focused with your attention on them. It might be, I want to read stories to them at bedtime. I want to sing a song to them at bedtime. I want to make sure that I have tea with them and listen to their day. And, I want to build Lego at the weekends and whatever it might be. You have a blueprint of what it means to be a good dad. Whether you thought this through or not, subconsciously, you've got a blueprint. So we have kind of this list of things that we need to tick off in order for us to be a good dad. But you do this in every area of life, whether it's, to be healthy or in your relationship or in your business, with your money, anything. You have a blueprint. When we don't meet the blueprint, when our life conditions, when the stuff we're doing on a daily basis is not meeting the criteria for our blueprint for what it means to be a good whatever it is or have good whatever it is, we fall short. We're unhappy. We feel out of control. We feel frustrated or overwhelmed or stressed. Does that make sense? When we're not meeting our blueprint, we're not going to be happy. If we tick every box, we're going to be happy. And I bet there are elements of your life where, just think about them, where you are happy about that. What are the boxes that you're ticking to make that happen? Now look at some of the areas where you're not happy. Why aren't you happy? Because you're not doing some of the things that you think you should be doing in order for it to be the standard that you want. Now there is a question here, there is a challenge. I'm just giving you the framework here because there is a challenge on sometimes we can have such a long list of criteria to meet that we're never going to meet it. So that means you're never going to feel good enough. So we kind of got to look at that criteria and go, actually, are these essential? And then when we've got less rules to live by, less categories and criteria to meet, we're more likely to meet them and be a heck of a lot happier. So there is an element of that. But right now, I just want you to think about, what's your blueprint? If you're unhappy with work, what's your blueprint for that? I bet it's about you wanted to feel more in control. You wanted to feel more confident. You had set hours that you want to work. You don't want to work at 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. There are things that you want to feel more in control of. So it's like, well, what do you do? What's your blueprint? And if you were doing that, how happy would you feel? And for stressed dads, they're often feeling really guilty not spending time with their family. So again, what's your blueprint for that? So now we understand there's the life formula for happiness, but also unhappiness. But we've got to look at, well, what's the criteria we're judging ourselves against? Not anybody else, but ourselves. There's one other aspect to this, and that is suffering. And suffering is where this is prolonged. So this is prolonged unhappiness. Now, the thing is with this is, so we're not meeting our blueprint. We're not meeting the criteria that we think we should be meeting, right? To be in control at work or to be the dad that we want, or the partner that we want, or to have the health that you want, or the money that you want, whatever it is. The suffering bit is when not only is the blueprint not matching the life conditions and what you're doing, it's that we start pointing fingers as to why it's not happening. External stuff. So it's like, oh, I can't because of the company, obligations and responsibilities, and I can't because of the economy. I can't because of the government. I can't because of my education, my skills, my experience, my whatever it is. Stuff that is often out of your control. You start pointing, going, I can't, I'm trapped because, and there's nothing I can do about it. Suffering is a result of us making a choice to say, I've got no control over this whatsoever. And the thing about this is, with a very few exceptions, you not having control over it is just a story you're telling yourself. And I know that's tough. And I look back at my life, right? My 20 years in corporate, the amount of years, let's just give this an example, right? The amount of years I spent miserable, being unhappy, whinging, moaning, complaining about it, getting really frustrated, getting angry, getting upset, getting really stressed about work. And this was before that turned into all the depression, the generalized anxiety disorder, the insomnia, the burnout, and all of that. So way before all of that, when all of this was building, I could have done stuff. I'm not saying it would have been easy, but I could have made different choices. But I'm trapped. I can't do that. It's too risky to go to another job. I can't do that because I've got bills to pay. I've got to keep working harder. I don't want anybody to think bad of me because that's going to affect my performance review. If it affects my performance review, I'll be out in the next restructures, which is happening in 6 months' time. And if I'm out, then I won't have money to pay the bills. We'll lose the house. I'll lose my family. I'll be homeless on the street. That's the mindset, right? That's how it can really quickly spiral. But the brutal fact of the matter is, I could have done stuff about this way earlier instead of waiting until I was completely burnt out and couldn't contribute anything to have made life better. This is one of the frameworks, the strategies, the steps that I use to help people. We look at what your blueprint for life is. Are you meeting it? Is it even reasonable in the first place? In which case we just need to have a little look at that. If it is reasonable, right, what can we do? What can we shift around? What can we just change a little bit here and there just to help you meet that blueprint? And if you're in a situation where this has been going on for a long time, we do exactly the same, but we've also then got to look at, well, what are the stories that we're telling ourselves that's keeping us in this story? That's keeping us not meeting our blueprint, that's keeping us suffering. I hope that this has helped. Just by talking this through, I hope that you can think about your own situation, things that you're happy with and things that you're not so happy with, and just have a look. What's the criteria you're using to judge yourself against? Is it reasonable? Has it been going on a long time? If you're not meeting it, what are the reasons, the stories that you're giving yourself? What's your beliefs around why you can't improve, why you can't be happy, why you can't be pleased with that thing? And if you want to go into this in more depth, if you want to talk me through your situation, and we can go through this and unpick this and help you move forward positively, then please do book a call, a free call. Make it really simple. Just click the link, we'll go into my calendar, choose a day and a time when we can have a quick half-an-hour conversation where we'll just talk through what's going on in your life and how I can help with just this. This is just one tool in the toolbox that might be able to help you. So book that call if this is of interest. And in the meantime, I hope this video has been helpful in you just to reflect on where you are right now. Thank you so much.